Hello, this is Rod McGeoch, and I'm delighted to be asked to assist Michael Misso with a little story about him and what he does, because I'm a very strong believer in how Michael helps young people and old people through health, through better performances in their sport, and all those kind of things that are important. I think it's interesting, probably the greatest sports professional that's had an impact on me was John Godden, who is the US college basketball's most outstanding coach. And what he says to all of his players, young ones, old ones, is all I want you to be is as good as you can be. Because we can't all be as good as the champions, but the very least we could say to ourselves is, well, I'm going to be as good as I can be. So, you know, when you think about Michael Misso and sprint training and running skills, what we're really trying to do there, or he's trying to do for all those youngsters, is make them as good as they can be. Now, the interesting thing is most people don't realise they can be much better than they currently are. And of course, the ability to run fast is an advantage through the entire spectrum of sport. And all of us can run faster than we think if we're taught properly how to run. That's what Michael Misso does. And then you'll be the best that you can be. Then, of course, if you take my wife and I, who for 7 years or so have been clients of Michael, and we train 3 mornings a week with him for an hour each time. What you get there is enormous courtesy and enormous professionalism. He understands the physiology of people. He's not going to make you do things you shouldn't do at your age. He's not going to make you do things you shouldn't do until your weight's right. He's not going to push your heart rate into areas it shouldn't be, because he knows what physiology is all about, and he's not going to take you into zones you shouldn't go into until you're fit enough to go there. And I think that's an enormous skill to have when you're a professional physical trainer. So it's a delight always to work with him. I'm going into the second half of my 60s, and I, in the last 7 years, have been fitter than I was in the previous 10 years before that. I got my weight under control, I got my muscle tone under control, aerobically I'm better, and I've never felt better. And you know, some people say I look 15 years younger than I probably should. Well, that's probably right. But I've enjoyed the experience of working with Michael. It's been very good for me, and we've had some great conversations over time. We cover all the sporting spectrum because we're deeply interested in all. But it really does come back to all of us, no matter what age we are, being as good as we can be about our health and our fitness. And for youngsters to understand that you can run much better than you think you can run. It's a bit like singing. You know, people don't think they can sing. Well, most people that sing in movies were never singers, but you can be taught to sing. Well, you can also be taught to run, and that's what Michael does. And look, I've supported, been involved in every Olympic sport known to man, and running and speed is an absolute fundamental in success in those sports. So if you're a mum and dad, and you want your child to really enjoy and be as good as they can be in whatever sport they're in, then improve their running and you'll be a long way towards your goal. It's been a pleasure to talk to you all.